Hey guys, before we get into the show, just want to again say thank you for listening. We are greatly appreciative of all those who listen and support us here at Cheapseat Reviews. If you want to kind of contribute to the show to help make sure that we can continue to bring such fine episodes as the one you're about to hear, you can go to www.gofundme.com/cheapseatreviews. Donate anything that you can. It'll go straight to the show. It'll help fund the show to keep the show running. And if you donate $25 or more, we'll bring you on an episode like you pick the movie and we'll review it together and we'll have a big old happy time. So again, that's www.gofundme.com/cheapseatreviews.
They've awarded you a military armilla for conspicuous gallantry and an honorable discharge because of your wounds.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello and welcome to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 115, and today we're talking about The Eagle. Okay, I had to pull my headphones off just in case Sam pulled out that stupid sound effect of the eagle.
The screaming eagle.
Yeah, I had to be prepared in case
Nice.
I was in pain.
No, I have put that away to protect your fragile ears.
I know, man. I got these nice headphones. I didn't want to hurt myself. Anyway, so yeah, episode 115, and it's the episode we're talking about 2000. Jeez.
Oh, excuse me.
Is everything okay?
I think a demon tried to escape.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It sounded like you dropped your Roman armor into a big heap there.
Right, yeah. Or Corny's getting attacked by blue people or something. I don't know what's going on.
Crab people.
I thought they were seal people. Weren't they seal people?
Yes, they were seal people.
Oh yeah.
They sang that song from the Batman movie.
Kiss from a Rose from a Grave.
Yeah. That's all they sing constantly.
They're married to the supermodel. What's her name?
Heidi Klum.
Nope,
Yeah.
divorced.
Oh, well,
Really?
there are worse ways you could, be married.
But apparently,
to
Seal likes to cheat.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, what a douche. Anyway, this movie is not about any of that, but it is about it's called
Eagles.
The Eagle. Well, it's not about the Eagles. You can do it. Are y'all gonna do it every time?
You
No.
damn right.
All right. Well, I'll just never say that word again.
One word.
The movie which shall not be named.
You're gonna have to say it again.
Well, at some point I will. So I am Sean Allred, for those of you who don't know at this point. And joining me tonight is Andrew. It's only a flesh wound, Jimison.
Hello.
I always wait for more. Like, your hellos always feel like they're leading to another series of words and phrases, but apparently not.
Nope. Just hello.
Okay. Corny won't boo these Eagles, Logan.
I boo every eagle that I can. Actually, it's just instinct.
I know it is. And
Damn you, Sam Bradford.
And that's okay. And Sam, no one goes north of the wall vector.
Absolutely. And Sean, watch out for passing around that seal juice.
Ooh.
That can really get you messed up.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Didn't Chad's dad have that stuff? Is that
Seal juice. Yeah.
It'll turn you gray.
Oh my gosh. And multi other colors too.
Still juice to change a man?
Yeah.
I used to be white.
Exactly.
Yeah. They should have named this movie SEAL Team 6.
Well, SEAL Team, I guess 150, because there was a bunch of them.
Yeah. SEAL Team Indian people.
Yeah. Well, not really that. But anyway, SEAL Team Gaelic or SEAL Team Scottish.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Are there seals in England?
I don't know. There might be.
Sure.
I would guess. I
He-
don't
he
know.
was- he was
How
married to Heidi
accurate,
Klum. He was
how
married to Heidi
accurate
Klum
is
for a
this
while.
movie? I wonder.
I don't know. Well, we're actually going to talk about that because I actually did some genuine research on this movie.
Ooh, okay.
The hell for.
There was a wall. I know that.
That wall is real. So anyway, before
Made of ice. And
Yeah.
was over 300 feet
What
tall.
is it with white folks building walls just to keep people out? I mean, I don't.
white folks, I'm pretty sure the biggest wall was made by Asians. So
No one
Well,
knows
they're-
how the ice wall.
They're close enough.
yeah, and we don't know who Brand, the builder, might have been, of color for all you know.
That's true. That's
So
actually.
there you go, you racist bastard. So let's pull up a comfy chair and dive into this movie. I think it's pretty safe to say that none of us had seen this before.
I have.
Really?
Really?
The hell for?
Right? You had
Yeah.
watched this before? Or
Yeah, I enjoy these types of sand or sandals and swords and sandals type of movies.
Oh, okay.
Shrandles.
So, were you the one?
Swandals?
Flortals.
Were you the one that? Remember that?
I might have put this on our list. I'm not 100%
You
sure.
got to go to Walmarticus and get your armor. Good thing they just happen to have their shields and an extra one for Channing Tatum and Jamie Bell. Anyway, it was on buy 2 get 3 free or something. So
Well, no, there was all sorts of dead people around, so maybe they just picked it up off the ground.
I guess, but for 20 years they just happen to have extra ones.
Yeah, I still got some old underoos in the in the cabinet upstairs.
Underoos. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Hey, what we gonna do with this shield? Let's carry it for about 20 years, and then we're gonna give it to 2 people who's gonna fight with us.
Right, exactly. This big, large piece of steel might come in handy as I try to survive in the wilderness for the next 20 years by myself.
Hey, what about a sword? Yeah, get that too.
What is this voice? This is great. I love it. Did we just dip into Monty Python? What just happened?
So all I saw was the old guy with the big, or the bigger set fellow with a big beard. That's all I see.
All I'm seeing right now is old woman, man.
Old woman.
I'm sorry. Can you tell me? And I'm 37. What? I'm 37. I'm not old. Well, I couldn't just call you man. Well, you could call me Herbert. Well, I didn't know your name was Herbert. Well, you didn't bother to ask now, did you? Yeah, that whole bit just ran through my head, Andrew, as you were using whatever voice you were just using. It was great.
I don't even know what that was.
That was great.
That was really good.
In fact, you should do the read in that voice.
Okay.
So Sam, you've seen this.
Yes, I have.
Okay. It's interesting to me that you've seen it, and then I guess either A, liked it enough, or B, hated it enough to force us all to watch it and put it on the list, and that you would be willing to put yourself through it again. So that'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. But before we do, if you don't know what this movie is about, Andrew is here with an interesting voice to tell you.
In 140 AD, 20 years after the unexplained disappearance of the entire Ninth Legion in the mountains of Scotland, young centurion Marcus Aquili, something like that, arrives from Rome to solve the mystery and restore the reputation of his father.
Oh my God, that's a voice from something, but I can't think of what it's from.
I love it.
Oh, dude, you sound like... You remember that fat waiter from the second Star Wars movie, the Attack of the Clones? The one that's like, oh, you gotta look at the markings, eh? Them big robots don't pick him up. That's who you sounded like. That my accent was awful, by the way, but that's who you kind of reminded me of.
Pigs in a blanket, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just stick to my German pigs in the blanket. All right, so Sam has seen it, so it'll be interesting. You being the only one who is the returning viewer of this. 2011's the damn it, I'm going to say it. The Eagle. They don't make that sound anyway.
You shut your mouth.
Well, Yeah, you go to an Eagles game, Corny, and start doing that and see what happens. Let's see how quickly it takes for you to get beer poured on you.
Usually that happens with just walking into the stadium.
Yeah, that's true. Sam, stop. Anyway, so Andrew, what were your initial thoughts? Go.
Okay. I actually like this movie. It's surprisingly kept my attention the whole time. I didn't expect to like it. And as a matter of fact, I thought that I'd seen this movie before. When I saw the the poster or whatever you want to call it, the screenshot there on Netflix, I thought, yeah, I've watched this. I've seen this. But I think that I was thinking of the show Spartacus that was on Showtime or Stars or something, one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And so after I started watching that, I thought, okay, maybe I haven't seen this before. And the storyline was, I am a big fan of kind of medieval, blood and guts, gore kind of war stories, and this one kept my attention. Exactly. Yeah.
Oddly enough, you're a band director. I wonder how that correlates.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like a few things, some of the aristocratic type, Donald Sutherland, and then the group of old geezers. I felt like they were out of place, and didn't fit the role very well. And one thing that did kind of bother me about the movie was, and maybe this is just because every movie that I've seen that has a Roman in it always speaks with a British accent, and this one did not.
Yes, that was my biggest beef with this movie, was the Americanized accents. And
I know that Romans,
you expect it.
I don't know.
The British accents, yeah.
We've been fashioned to believe that or to think that, but
Well, there's an interesting thing that I think that happened with that particular thing. There's not in the trivia. I'm guessing. I'm making a blatant guess.
How dare you, sir?
My blatant guess is that when
Tatum couldn't do it. And so they said, well, instead of having Robin Hood, where everyone is speaking with their British accent except Robin Hood, let's make all of the Romans American and all of the Gaelic with their accent, right? Because that's why Jamie Bell speaks with a British accent, or his kind of Irish, Scottish accent. Because even Mark Strong, who is the long-haired fellow that kind of redeemed himself at the end, who they set on fire, he's British. And he spoke with an American accent in this movie. So I think that was an intentional thing to kind of help us dumb Americans understand the difference between the Romans and the non-Romans. Is that Should have had a German accent. That would have been better.
Well, I mean, I don't think that. Theoretically, they should have had like Italian accents, right? But I don't think that people would have bought that. And it might have come across as hokey. And again, Channing Tatum probably can't do that.
No.
Scusi, have you seen my eagle?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Do a caw with a
No, that's French.
caw.
I don't know.
Caw.
I don't know what's happening, but it's great. All right. Was that it?
Yes.
Okay. Corny?
I really, really tried to like this movie, but I couldn't do it. It was just kind of bland for me.
There was no explosions.
There really was no explosions. They didn't completely ruin it for me, but
Oh wait, there was. He set fire to the moat.
Oh, yeah, the moat of oil,
that
yeah.
didn't count.
Yeah.
That didn't count. There's no
okay.
boom.
I mean, there was no explosions in Gladiator then, and that's still a flippin' awesome movie.
Yeah, that's true. But it was just a good movie.
Yes, there was. The very first scene when they're against the German tribes.
Right, but my point is that if the pots of oil that are on fire that crash into the trees and quote unquote explode, if that counts, then him throwing the torch into the pit of oil should count.
There's no pop to it.
I'm using
Yeah,
Corny's
there's a
logic.
container.
there's a container that withholds the explosion until it bursts,
But
rather
he
than
threw
an
that
open
thing down,
pit.
and that thing lit up like a barbecue, man. That was an explosion of fire. I would count that as an explosion.
Well, then you would be wrong. But I'm sorry. No, I don't know. The fire. Okay, there was fire. I should be happy.
There was fire.
There was fire.
Yeah.
I've
I
seen fire and I've seen rain.
Yeah, there was a lot of that
there was a
too.
lot of that in this
Good
movie.
gosh.
Towards the end of the movie, I really wanted Channing Tatum to kill his slave dude. I wanted him to die so much, and when it didn't happen, I felt so robbed.
Nice.
I wanted him to have his vengeance.
Oh.
Of course, then I was like, how the hell does he get out of there after he kills him? He'll figure it out. He's Channing Tatum. That's what he does, right?
Yeah.
Takes his shirt off and then saves the day. That's how I imagine he lives his life. Wakes up every morning. This lady's going to die. I'll just take my shirt off. There you go, lady. You're going to be fine now.
There are some ladies that would be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, no joke. And
And at least one of us here.
yeah.
I'm looking at you, Sam.
Yeah, Sam, the guy who has his Skype avatar as him from Magic Mike. So
Yeah.
Also,
I figured you guys would like a show.
yes,
again,
thank
I
you
don't
so
I don't
much.
look at that. So as soon as I saw
No?
it up there, no, I have my notes in front of the Skype.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't. As soon as I sign you on and I hit record, I go away from Skype.
Oh, well, that's kind of sad.
I don't need to look at that. It doesn't matter.
Personally, every time that we do this, I just hope that I can guess the right picture Sam's going to use.
Yeah, yeah.
Today I was very much right.
Nice. Whoa, wait a minute. This director directed The Last King of Scotland?
Really?
Yes, very, very good movie.
Yeah. Didn't it win?
I didn't know you've seen that one.
No, I haven't. But I need to. I heard it was really great.
It is really good.
Actually, I think you said that, Sam, didn't you?
Yeah. If it's ever streaming, it's a good one to watch.
Okay.
It's just funny because this director in a sea of shit has that really nice island of awesome.
And Blind Squirrel gets a nut.
Well, I shouldn't say that. He's done a bunch of documentaries, so for all I know, those are all great documentaries. I don't know. But
Said no man ever.
But the movies, well, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but there are some good documentaries out there.
Said no man ever.
It's not true at all. But anyway.
Long story short, I just did not. It wasn't the worst thing ever, and it wasn't the best thing ever. It was pretty even, pretty bland for me.
All right.
So,
Sam?
take it away, Sam.
Yeah, I think I was the one that added this to our list. Like Andrew, I'm kind of a sucker for these time period movies, especially when it deals with the Romans and any between the Romans and the medieval times. I really do enjoy these things, and I liked it because when you first look at the preview, it looks a lot like Gladiator. And some of those types of movies that I really enjoy. So I figured I'd watch it. I love the story. It's a lot of fun. There really was a lost Roman legion and all that sort of mess. So I kind of like the historical aspect to it. I don't think it stayed real close to actual historical accuracy, but I'm okay with that as long as it tells a pretty good story. There are some pretty big faults. We've already talked about the American not dialogue, the American accent. I was hoping for British accent. That was a big minus for me. I also, I don't know. I have a hard time. Other than the movie Foxcatcher, I cannot take Channing Tatum seriously in things that he does. And there were moments in this movie where he was clearly outmatched in terms of acting skills. So hopefully he's not going to come in and destroy my house while I'm gone. But I just wasn't too impressed with him. Although I think he fit the character fairly well. But what really this movie, it really has a bad third act. When you start getting to the Seal People and what happens after the Seal People, it starts falling apart really quickly. And the story, it's almost like it's thrown together in the typical, when we're in 8th grade, you're writing a book report and you have to finish the conclusion and your conclusion is 2 sentences long. That's how I felt like this movie ended up. And
Go ahead.
so I was going to say, I feel like this movie would have done a service to itself if they would have all died.
Like
Yeah.
The whole
300?
walking away, buddy, after turning in the eagle was
Okay.
so freaking corny. I wanted to. I thought that was a horrible ending to this movie. Whereas
Yes.
they could have all died as Roman legionnaires, and to the end for honor.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That and I forgot to say this a moment ago. The last 30 seconds of the film was trash.
Absolutely,
Like
trash.
big time trash.
Word.
It almost ruins the entire film
It really does.
because to me it sets up. It's like an '80s TV show. I'm waiting for the freeze frame at the end where they both jump into the air, and they're like, "Yeah, hooray, Roman!" Or let's go to Rome. It's setting up almost like a sequel. This weird buddy cop Roman sequel.
And it's the 21 Jump Street of the Highlands.
They go undercover into Italy.
Oh my gosh.
My name is Jeff.
So that's this movie had a lot of potential. I love the cinematography. They did a really good job with the look of the film. I just think they blew it at the very end in terms of the ending.
All right.
How about you, Sean? What do you think?
So I must confess some things here. First of all, to get it out of the way.
Preach.
We all knew, Sean.
No, we're not preaching. All right.
Oh.
Okay. First of all, typically what I like to do is watch the movie the day before, and so I can sleep on it and really kind of like think about what I'm going to say on the show, and not shoot from the hip too much. Right.
Yeah.
Typically, that's how I like to do it. I was unable to do so. I just work was painfully busy this last 2 days.
It's the end of the school year.
Yeah, it is, and I just didn't get a chance to watch it. So I watched it. I mean, I finished the movie as I stand here and record with you guys. I finished this movie less than an hour ago, so it's still really fresh in my mind. Which I don't necessarily think is a good thing. In the way I process things. So with that all being said, I kind of hate this movie, but
Good, let the hate flow through you.
but for and I think for right reasons, because I wanted this movie to be really good. Because once I realized what this movie was about, I've heard of this legend. The Legion of the Nine. It's a famous Roman story. I love the Roman culture or the Roman history. I love movies from them. I've read books about it. When I took my history class in college, my professor he did his doctoral on Rome, and we spent a whole week just on Rome, and we learned a lot of really great stuff. And I learned that in the movie Gladiator, the only thing that's truthful in that movie is the first battle scene. And from everything on past it is complete fiction. Like Marcus Aurelius.
But we're okay with that.
We're okay with it because it's a great movie.
Yeah.
But like a general would never, ever, ever become a gladiator. That could never happen. And, Marcus Aurelius passed on his throne to Commodus peacefully. He didn't kill his dad and all that stuff. So anyway, that's not the point. The point is that, to your point, Sam, about the third act, I thought the second act was awful. I was bored. I didn't know what to do. I went against my normal routine or my normal kind of philosophy. If I take a lot of notes, I hated it. If I take a few notes, I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't take very many notes because there wasn't much to write about. Because there's not a lot happening. I mean, the middle third is a freaking... hold on. Where is it?
He's got a button for it.
It was like a 40-minute road trip montage. And now again, like you said, the cinematography was beautiful. And I was actually looking for, his name is Anthony Dodd Mantle, who did that. And he has won an Oscar and has got a bunch of other awards and has done some really, really great films. Slumdog Millionaire,
Yep.
Dread. He's got a bunch of other stuff. 28 Days Later. So anyway, my point is that this is a beautiful film. I mean, it was a really beautiful film for the budget. I mean, and even if not for the budget, it was beautiful. But I was bored. The middle part was boring, and I felt like those like 15-second establishing shots that they do of Lord of the Rings, where it shows them like running when they're chasing the Uruk-hai or whatever. I felt we got 40 minutes of that, and I was kind of bored. Now, the last bit I liked until the very end, which you guys said, right? The very last part, I hated that part. And my very first note, this is literally my first note. I've read books. Once I learned that it was about the lost standard of the Ninth, I said, I've read books about this particular thing and how it was a disgrace to the Legion. And since then it is known as the Cursed Legion. The Ninth Legion has always been known as the Cursed Legion, right? Before I'm watching this, right, this is the first note I took. If they end the movie with them finding the eagle and returning it, I'm going to be pissed. Because they don't. The eagle is lost forever. It has never been found. No one knows where it is.
Probably been melted into something else, or
it's buried in the earth, or some Gaelic dude saw it, thought it was pretty, and melted it down and turned
hearing out of it.
Yeah, whatever. So that ending was awful. What should have happened, what would have made a better film, is if the fight in the water, which truth be told, I actually think the Romans would have mopped the floor with those guys. I'm just saying. Those Roman legionnaires, I don't care if they're 20 years older, were highly trained individuals. And I know that was like 50 versus 12 or whatever. I still think they would have mopped the floor. But the point is, it would have made a better movie had they all died. Everyone.
Yes.
They all just died. And Channing Tatum and Jamie Bell are dying in each other's arms. And, in his last breath, he's like, I'm glad we became friends, and you too, pal, or whatever. They knuck, and then they die, right? Like that, and then the camera ends on the eagle there. That's it. Credits.
Yeah.
That's a better movie.
Wait. You pull away, and you see the pile of Romans and the sheer mass of seal people around them. 300 style.
Yeah, exactly. It's a better movie.
Yeah.
I got something.
I agree.
You did 3 eagles, so caw, 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 caw. Sorry, I didn't want to do it mid stream.
Thank you.
No, but I'm right with you there, Sean. Except for I did enjoy the second act. So the first act established what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Established Channing Tatum as a force to be reckoned with. My thoughts on the second, third, right? No, what would you call that?
Yeah, the second third.
Is establishing the slave master relationship.
Okay.
It wasn't just the travel montage; it was how these two came together, and how they were going to work it out. I didn't feel that the travel stuff was that long.
See,
I'd have to watch it again, but I didn't feel
they had more. We gained more of their relationship when they first meet. Right, they first meet, and then the guy's like, he's the son of blah 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 blah, and Jamie Bell looks up like, oh, clearly he knows who that is, and so I bet you his dad is somebody or his family is something important, right? And then when he makes reference that he's a Briton, he's one of those people. I'm like, oh, he's probably related to somebody that was in the battle that killed his dad. Or something like that. Like, I bet you they're related. Yeah. That's how they're gonna whatever, right? And then he promises him, like, here's my dagger. I promise you, I'm not gonna hurt. So from that point, the relationship was established. And so then the rest of the travel montage, we don't get any character development. They go to this guy and they meet this guy, and then they go and they talk to Bearded Man, or they have that little skirmish. There's 3 guys behind you. How many are behind me? I don't know because I'm a dumb Roman. And then we move on past that. We don't get into the real part of their relationship until what I would consider the third act, is when they get to I feel dumb calling them the seal people, but that's what they were called.
And I really want to know if they existed, because to me that took me out of the movie a little bit. That these people looked like Native American. I don't know. It just didn't feel right to me.
I don't know. I didn't do research on them, Andrew.
The movie Bone Tomahawk that I've mentioned several times. If you watch, if you watch that movie, the SEAL people are it's the same people.
Okay.
Like they look the
Really?
same, their actions are the same. It's
Cool. Well, that'd be good to do.
Huh.
So anyway, so
Yeah, I
when he-
expected Braveheart,
well, yeah,
like the Scots,
but
Scots
that
coming
was
in.
that was
and
hundreds of years later.
kilts and,
Yeah, but again, that's
bears and stuff.
That's many years later. I mean, many years later. So, but anyway, my point is that when they get to that point and they do the thing where it's like I have to treat you like garbage now because we're in my territory, and if I treat you like an equal, they're gonna kill you and know something is up and kill me too. And
Wait, did you say eagle? Caw-caw.
I said evil.
Oh, you said equal. I'm sorry.
Or equal, yeah. So you're one in the hole.
Nice.
That's what she said.
Right? So I
Gross.
thought those parts were interesting. And again,
Yeah.
I don't know why I get mad at movies. Actually, I know why I get mad at movies because they treat us like we're idiots. But Channing
Yeah.
Tatum, come on, your character has to know what he's doing. Like,
Yeah.
I understand you're kind of scared and these people, whatever, but he's had multiple times to sell you out and to have you killed, and he hasn't done it yet. So, like,
Not to mention, he's supposed to be a smart character.
yeah.
You know, he is some sort of leader. I wouldn't call him a general, but whatever kind of military leader he is, and the training behind that, especially after the first third of the movie, you expect him to be smarter than that.
Yeah. He kind of just turns into a soldier. You know, just
Yeah.
kind of a dumb soldier.
A grunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of annoying. And then at the
But is
end-
that Channing Tatum or is that the script?
I hope it's the script. I want to give him some credit. Now, I don't think he's a good actor, but no one has ever accused him of being a good actor.
Watch Foxcatcher. He's great.
I do want to watch that, and he's in Hateful Eight. So if Tarantino, if he
Wait,
saw
he's in Hateful Eight?
yeah,
What?
Is he really?
yeah. So if Tarantino saw,
Have you seen it, Andrew?
Hateful Eight, yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is he good in it? I guess you'd say.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Oh, okay.
it's not the same.
I thought it was good.
All
Interesting.
right. So anyway, that's just kind of my the rub on it is just that there's actually a lot to like about this movie. There really is.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it only had a budget of $25 million.
Really?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
really?
Now it didn't. It only made 20, so it was kind of a break even
Oh.
kind of a deal.
But not bad for
If it was the
25.
third act, and it would have been a lot.
I mean, I don't know what kind of
Storytelling.
opening it had. Like, was it a national opening? Because I'd never heard of this movie, and
Really?
yeah, and so and this kind of had the concept of it being like a pretty good draw because of the actors in it. Simply because you got Channing Tatum as a name, right? Donald Sutherland, though, is an old gentleman who's playing President Snow. He's still a name. Mark Strong in 2011 was doing work. I mean, he was the bad guy in the Sherlock Holmes movie and the bad guy in the Green Lantern and
Several others.
bad guy and that game with the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was a good guy in the Kingsman though.
There you go.
Speaking of Kingsman, the sequel which they've started production on, Channing
Yes.
Tatum's in that also.
Nice.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll be like another a-hole American. Speaking of a-hole American, so in Kingsman. So I read this really great time for a weird rabbit hole, but I read this really great series of fan theories about movies,
Okay.
and one of them was about Kingsman is the fact that movie is Samuel L. Jackson's actual speaking voice, and everything else he does is in character.
That would be kind of funny.
I don't know if I believe that, but it's pretty funny to think about. But my favorite one I read, and I had to tell you guys this. I want to make sure I told you guys this. My favorite one was the movie The Rock with Sean Connery, Corny.
Yes.
Yes.
I was waiting for you to say, "Welcome to The Rock."
Welcome to the Rock.
There you go. With Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. It's probably my favorite all-time Michael Bay movies ever, and probably favorite Nicolas Cage movies ever. I love that movie a lot. And
We're going to steal the movie.
So the fan theory is this, and I now 100% believe this. I know it's not real, but I'm going to believe it, and I think that the movie is better for it. Sean Connery's character is James Bond. He is.
Oh yeah,
He is
yeah.
James Bond.
I've heard this one.
Right, and that.
Yeah.
And the reason why he didn't do any more James Bonding is because he was captured by the Americans for doing an illegal op in America, and the Americans threw him in jail for the last 40 years, and they just gave him a different name because James Bond was too synonymous with MI6, and they didn't want the Brits to know they had him and all this other stuff. So, yeah, he's James Bond. He's James freaking Bond. That's what I'm just gonna say that from now on.
I like it.
Yeah, right. It's pretty cool. I think it's cool. Let's go watch The Rock. Man, I wish The Rock was streaming. I also kind of wish Gladiator was streaming because I kind of want to watch Gladiator too after this.
Is it not? I thought it was.
Oh, if it is, actually, I don't necessarily want to do it because it's a great movie and it's a long movie.
Yes, it is.
But anyway, so there's a great scene. Well, there's actually a genuinely really good scene in the movie, which is towards the beginning, right? When when Channing Tatum, Marcus, he has a bad dream, right? And he wakes up, right? Which is kind of a trope, right? The dream wakes him up to save the day. And he goes outside and he hears a couple little noises and he wakes up his second in command and he's like, hey.
Y'all sound like this.
Yeah. And he's like, wake up the dudes. And he says this line.
Better angry than dead.
Which is good advice. I like that.
Yes.
Better.
I was
In the
saying,
end, showing some sort of intelligence when leading.
you guys don't know my mom, actually. Don't think that line works with her.
But so he wakes up the group and then he proves to be right. Right? He proves that he was right and he saves the day and now they all respect him instantly. And my favorite instance of that moment, that instant respect moment, is in a movie called The Alamo, the new one with Billy Bob Thornton and a bunch of other people.
Joe Pesci?
No, Sam.
Raimi.
Dennis Quaid is in it also. It came out like in 06, 7, 8, something like that. Have you guys any of y'all seen that one?
Oh yeah. There was like a string of movies that were kind of like that back then.
Yeah.
Wasn't there?
I don't know, maybe. But I don't know. It came out and I loved it. I saw it in the theater and I really loved it. And there's this great scene when the lieutenant colonel comes in and no one likes him, right? The regulars don't like him. The irregulars don't like him. The volunteers, whatever you want to call them, the militia. Like no one likes him. And the Mexicans fire a cannonball that's supposed to explode, right? It has a fuse on it. It's supposed to explode. And they all duck and it doesn't explode. And then he says, hey, somebody grab that thing. We can send it back. And the guy says, you'll be getting that yourself, sir. And so he just walks over and he pulls out the fuse and he throws it away and then he takes a cannonball and he goes and he loads the damn gun. And everyone instantly is like, oh, he's the guy in charge because he's willing to do that. So I like that, so I thought that was great. And so good job, Channing Tatum, to save your fort. I thought that was great.
All right, so in that,
and I love the
scene,
look of everything too, the fort and
I guess
how
some
they were defending it.
It's interesting trivia about that. Go ahead, Corny.
I was gonna say, did he at one point in time they're talking before he says, "Wake the men," better angry than dead, or whatever the case is. Did he say he heard a bear?
The cows. He thought he heard a cow.
Okay, sorry, because he was
Yeah.
Well, I know cows is a part of the conversation, but I really thought he said it might have been a bear. I don't know. But anyway, but he's listening to these and he's determining animal sounds by the steps they take, and all I can think is he Elliot?
Right.
It's a very distinctive step.
It's a very distinctive sound. Yeah. Nice. Once again, leverage makes its way into the show. So
it makes sense.
This really weird thing happened, and Corny, I captured this solely for you. Then don't hit me.
That's how babies are made.
No. So when they're at the fort, right, and they had the night attack, and then the morning the savages, they come out and they show their force, right, and they cut off the head of the dude, and then Channing Tatum, like, this is actually a really cool thing where he gets his group together and they go out and they form like a big beetle or turtle and they go out and they get their guys, which is a really cool scene, which was probably my favorite scene in the movie, truth be told. But before that, the guy is ranting in Gaelic. I guess it's Gaelic. We're going to call it that. He's ranting. And he said something, because we don't understand what he's saying, but he said something, and I was like, oh my God, I have to record this. So I swear to God, this is from the movie. This is what he said. He said,
Yeah, he did.
Oh, God, he did. You son of a bitch. You.
So I now have it twice.
Oh, God.
That's right. I'm just going to move that down next to the other Malachi that I have. I just got to find it. Where is it?
It's been a while since we've had that one.
I know.
Yeah, good.
Corny has slept these past few nights. Oh, good God.
It's a little bit different, isn't it?
I hate you all.
I know.
Actually, except for you, Andrew. You're fine. You're okay.
Yeah, Andrew wasn't around for that one, but we could watch it again. We should do that, Sean.
There we go. So those are right next to each other for all eternity. I'm sorry, dude. I had to do it because I was just sitting there watching. I'm like, did he just scream Malachi? And I went back. Yeah, he did. Good job.
For the longest time, I thought he was that guy from Monty Python.
John Cleese.
John Cleese. Yeah.
Nice. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Well, again, I typically don't look on IMDb before I watch the movie if I haven't seen it before. So I was super surprised when Donald Sutherland showed up. And then my note was, hey, there's Jamie Bell. This is our second Jamie Bell movie because he was in Snowpiercer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh.
He was the little sidekick in that one, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And then I'm like, oh, there's Mark Strong. You were way too good for this movie. But, you know.
Yeah, it was like all second fiddle to Channing Tatum, who wasn't, he's there because of how he looks in a toga.
Right. Yeah. And he's, he obviously, he can swing a sword pretty good and whatever. I mean, you could have substituted Tatum for anyone. I mean, if we want to skip ahead to our game, I mean, you could put The Rock in that movie, that role, or
I don't know if I'd buy him as a Roman.
Well, we saw him as Hercules. He did pretty good.
Yeah, we bought
I don't
that.
want to say an average guy, but one of the reasons why what's his face in Gladiator, he just doesn't. Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Certainly he's buff, but he's attainable buff. Does that make sense?
Well, the difference also
he's not
is
Hercules.
Well, yeah, but the difference also is that Russell Crowe, one, he can't obviously be the body that The Rock has. I mean, that no one has that frame. But comparison to what?
Also, The Rock has all the muscles. That's the problem. You can't do it because there's just none left.
Right. Yeah, he's just all of them.
He's taking them all.
But Russell Crowe is also, and he's portrayed this intentionally as being an older gentleman. I mean, he's in his 40s. Channing Tatum he still looks like he's in his young 30s because this is his first command, whereas Russell Crowe is he's a general, right? So he's been doing it for a while. So no, I see. To your point, yeah, I still think you can get any other action dude to do this role. In fairness, you don't really need a whole lot of acting to begin with, right? I mean, I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why these military kind of movies are easy to do is because some characters, not all, but some, are two-dimensional. Yeah. They're either stoic or angry. And that's kind of it, Mm-hmm. I thought Jamie Bell actually did pretty good acting in this movie. I thought he was actually okay.
He definitely had more range in terms of what he had to emote.
Yeah.
Hey, Corny, did Jamie Bell in this movie, because how young he is, remind you of Tom Holland from Captain America?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I didn't think about it at the time, but yeah, I can see that.
Suck it.
Hey, well, we got to talk about it later on in the show anyway, so just get over it, Sam.
You still can suck it.
Batman dies.
Anyway, Cap 3? Sure.
You know what? If Marvel would take over, I bet you'd be awesome.
It would be.
If Marvel took over DC?
Yep. Took over Batman.
Well, forget Marvel. If you just got the same, like Kevin Feige and some of the same like producers, Jon Favreau, you get that team and just say, hey, we're going to unify DC under one umbrella and we're gonna do this right, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Batman versus Superman yet. I haven't
Not
seen
missing
it
a
yet.
whole lot.
It's just funny who you talk to. You know, like you say that, and I think Corny, you were kind of like meh on it also.
Well, I've been told so many bad things about it. I actually haven't seen it either.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's-
this will be the
that's-
second movie in the last 2 years I haven't gone to see.
That's really
Wow, dude.
surprising.
Yeah. Wow.
In over a decade, I've been going to see these things. Actually,
Right.
That actually, Corny, that'd be a fun movie to like sit and watch with you, where we could talk out loud.
Yeah, that actually might be a thing. Maybe we do when it comes out, like on Redbox or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can plan that as an episode. Maybe we can. Maybe we can commentary track that one.
Yeah, because that, especially with the way Corny does with DC,
Yeah.
or the DC universe, that would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Planning an episode 5 months from now.
So sorry, I'm laughing about that, but I'm also laughing at the fact that since we're talking about this movie, there's a sea lion ad that popped up on my Facebook feed, and so I'm staring at a seal right now. Actually,
Nice.
hilarious.
I wrote Roman medicine. Ugh, that was awful.
God, that must have sucked back then.
Man,
But you know what? The one thing I thought of is how did they know what exactly to do in his leg to have to cut it back open? Does that make sense? It's not like are they reattaching tendons? What are they doing to his leg?
I think the traditional thing was just to let them bleed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they always had some medicinal knowledge. I mean, he was able to touch it. He could probably feel the metal still inside. Right. So they knew well enough that you got to get the foreign object out, and then you just have to hope that you don't get infected.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't quite understand infection. You know, like if it would have been simply if you just wash your hands and tools in wine, it would have been better than just the water that
They kept drinking it. Damn it.
No, right? No, that's what you do with it, I guess. I did make the joke about the Night's Watch on the wall. Like who guards those guys? You know, who are they? But it in this universe, they're just soldiers. Whereas in Game of Thrones universe, it's the dumbest system ever invented. Who has to watch the wall? So anyway.
I don't know about that.
I think it's a terrible.
It's where it's the Australia of Westeros. That's where you send all of the criminals and thugs,
which makes
to kind of get them out of the way.
It makes no sense.
Well, what happened to our the Detroit of? We kind of stopped doing that a long time ago.
Well, yeah, you're right. We haven't
had a movie that had a real big Detroit.
And in fairness, Detroit right now is in some real hard times. I almost kind of feel bad to even poke fun at them because
they shouldn't have been Detroit. That's their fault.
It's not their fault.
They're almost as bad as North Carolina getting sued by everybody.
Yeah, well, it's not their fault that their teachers also don't have enough money. They're not getting paid.
Getting paid.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, seriously. Like,
now I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, the teachers up there. Well, we're getting into like stuff. We'll talk about it off air. Anyway, I recorded this because there wasn't much to record in this movie, so I recorded this.
The Highlands. Which way? It's up to you.
That was like the only joke in the movie.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of levity in this one.
No, and I think that's okay.
I'm okay with that in these types of movies.
Yeah, I mean Gladiator. I mean, I think there was maybe like 3 moments in that movie where you kind of chuckle, like where they're standing in line getting ready to go out to fight, and the guy in front of Maximus pees himself. You kind of chuckle at that.
Or the tiger gets stabbed.
I didn't laugh at that, Sam. That's awful.
Oh.
Oh God.
He was rooting for the tiger.
I guess. I laughed when I don't know. There's some other moments that I found I chuckled, but it certainly wasn't that. Oh, there's that funny thing when like he gets his food and then the big guy wants to test it for him and then he pretends to choke himself. Like the food was poisoned.
Yeah.
Like that was just enough in an otherwise very serious dark movie.
I liked it when he kicked that guy down the big hole.
That was 300.
Oh.
Well, speaking of 300, I wonder if the fact that we want, or you guys kind of wanted them to die at the end to make a better movie, it was because of 300.
Maybe, I don't know, because the reason why 300 the movie works well, because that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and this could have been what happened.
Sort of. There was some magic in that movie too, obviously, but
historically, no one knows where this eagle went, and to turn it in, it's a cheat. It's basically, let's keep Channing Tatum alive so that he's hot walking out.
Right, and it's an American ending, which is
you're right. If this was a British film or
German.
Well, not even German. Put the guy that wrote, that directed, freaking Snowpiercer. Make that guy do it.
Oh.
Then it would be what it was, because Snowpiercer has a freaking messed up ending that still haunts me. And
but you remember it? Are you going to remember this stupid ending in 5 weeks?
Bacon.
I mean, I might, but only because it kind of annoyed me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Again, this is in 115 episodes. We've probably done this about 40 times, where we say, "Man, this movie could have been so good."
Yeah.
And we cannot blame budget constraints on that. You can't.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a budget
That's
thing.
writing. That's what you start with.
Right. Like, the budget, there was supposed to be like another fight scene that got cut. The whole thing got cut. The chariot fight at the beginning of the movie, which gets him hurt, was supposed to be a significantly longer fight scene. That got cut because of budgets. You can understand that. Okay, I get it. The fight scene at night at the fort at night, they only had enough money to do that one time. So so in the trivia, it says that's why it has a confusing and chaos look, because it was done in one night. I think that's just someone just trying to make up for the fact that there was a lot of people that didn't know what the hell they were doing. And there's some moments, if you know that, go back and rewatch that scene, you're like, oh yeah, that extra just fell down for no reason, and that guy just was walking the other way. Like, you can tell.
He's got his watch on.
That guy's playing Tetris.
That guy's playing Galaga. You didn't think we'd notice, but we did. So I mean, but it was still a pretty good fight scene. It was still intense and kind of crazy. And
I think it was done well considering budget restraints.
Yeah. Again, I don't. Hopefully, the people don't think that we're harping on this movie because of the budget. For $25 million, which is a lot of money, but they got big, like, name actors.
Yep.
To buy into this movie, and it looks good, and it sounds good, and the score is pretty good.
Yeah.
I've never heard of the dude that did it, and I've never heard of anything else he's done except Babylon AD. That's the only other movie I've ever heard that he done. He done? Wow, where did that come from?
Wow.
That he
It's
has.
time for you to leave that city. Daddy, he done did it, Daddy.
Yeah.
Sheep.
Well,
Sheep
no,
fire,
that's not
son.
true. He did do Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have the same feel. They still kind of have that Celtic, historic Irish, little bit of bagpipe, little bit of fiddle kind of sound going for it. You know, like Season of the Witch and Babylon AD and Stuart Little 3.
Ooh, that fits.
I mean, someone's got to do it, right?
Stuart Little 3. Wait, there's a third one?
Yeah, I didn't know there was.
They didn't kill him after the second one?
Yeah, I didn't think.
Little bastard.
Hugh Laurie is in that. He's the dad. Little house himself. Anyway, but he's still working. He does a lot of Chicago PD and a Chicago Fire and the new series Chicago Med. So
I don't understand how that rat can get so much airtime. He's so small.
Well, they ate one in the movie, so.
Oh, okay. Why?
Careful. Anyway, but the score was fine. I thought that the score was actually pretty good. So there's a lot to like about this movie.
Yeah.
There really is. Like, the costumes were pretty good.
It felt right. The scenes felt right.
The sets were amazing. Like, that fort looked awesome. Like, it looked real and great. And so I kind of just wish you give me a little bit better ending. If you could have dumped another $20 million into this movie, just make make the fight scene at the fort just a little bit more intense and a little bit more crazy. You kill them all off at the end of the movie, and the eagle is lost forever. Thanks.
I'm glad you remembered. Thank you, Corny.
Man, this is hard work.
You got to pay attention.
Sorry, I'm getting completely distracted between Corny texting me and my group me for work. Corny, you're fine. I was making reference to the careful of eating a rat. Not that you said anything.
Oh, dude, that was nasty.
Yeah, that was the only point I was going for. I was like, ew, don't eat a rat.
Hey, man.
No, you're cool.
Rats make bats. I don't know. I don't know how to make that work.
And really, was a rat the only thing he could find?
Probably. I mean, did you see where they were? England is devoid of life. How do they build so many ships? There's no woods there.
Everybody's trying to leave.
I mean,
just seal bone. It's all made out of seal.
Oh, that's what it is. Seal bone and
I've been eaten by men on the grave.
There's something to be said though when the guy brings him to his father and the father's like, "You want to eat these people too?" Like, whoa, is that a thing you guys do? That's weird. There, weird druid man with your ring and your eagle, whatever. I thought
your deer head thingy.
Yeah, he looked weird, creepy.
Were you surprised? Oh, I was very surprised.
This is the last clip I captured just to play it.
Give the order, sir. Prepare to defend the eagle.
Now, I'm going to say this, Sam. I think you have. Corny, Andrew, have you guys seen the movie Gettysburg?
Yes. Oh, sorry, I
know.
You have not?
Oh, Andrew.
It's 4 hours of awesome movie, but it's a long movie.
I think that's why I haven't seen it.
It is a long.
I saw how long it was, and I thought
you're going to clear out your weekend for that movie.
It legitimately.
Yeah, but it is so good.
It legitimately is like 2 hours and 45 minutes, but it's one of the best movies about the Civil War you'll ever see.
You'll fall in love with Robert E. Lee all over again.
What?
Give me a second. Somebody talk. I'm trying to find a clip here. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So there's a moment in the movie Gettysburg, and it's one of my favorite moments of this movie in a movie where it typically only happens in war movies, right? Where the man in charge has to have a kind of a rallying cry, a thing that he says that gets the troops fired up, right?
Yeah.
Why are you giggling? What did I say?
Sorry, because you said rallying cry, all I could hear was caw, caw.
Yeah, no one's doing that.
No, but we've all seen it. We've seen when Aragorn talked to the people, you know, and then you've got Braveheart.
But hang in there. It's not even just the whole speech, right? It wasn't the fact that it's not the whole "not this day" speech. It's when he looks back and says, "For Frodo," and then goes in, right? It was but that's where he whispers it, right?
Yeah.
And I think in Braveheart, it's simply just him screaming. It's that one singular thing. And in this moment, Channing Tatum has that. He has that moment. Defend the eagle. And his delivery is awful. I hated it. And,
yeah, it really is bad.
And I'm trying to find...
I'm sorry, say that again, Sean.
Chip, I can access my Geico account 24
You can ask your Geico account, huh?
I missed that scene.
Yeah, that wasn't in there.
Well, it's in between. All the time they were waiting, they were actually getting a.
They had 15 minutes. That yeah.
All right.
They could
actually.
They could save some Roman coins on.
Yeah. So there's this great scene
on chariot insurance.
So the reason why I asked you about Gettysburg is there's this great moment in Gettysburg. Oh, I've missed it. All right, now I gotta find it. Come on, where is it? I know.
It's right. No, there.
I just missed it. Here it is, right here.
Yeah.
All right, there's just this moment. I love it.
We swing like a door. We're gonna sweep them down the hill.
He's from Maine. That's why. This is Jeff Daniels.
Yes, sir. Okay, Ellis.
We can't hear you.
Can y'all hear it?
No, not at all.
You can't hear this?
Barely.
No.
Well, it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Very low.
Oh, well then I'll have to find a different device to play this on. Crap. Somebody talk about something. This is a great moment. I really want to play this.
Jeff Daniels, didn't he also play the Dumb and Dumber?
Yes. And this was just like a couple years before that too.
Huh.
I gotta spell Gettysburg, right?
Starts with a K.
Spaghettisburg. Completely different movie.
Yeah.
And tasty.
Spaghettisburg. I'd like to know where that
Well,
is.
the one thing about this movie that I appreciated, it didn't do the what movie was it a few years ago? Was it King Arthur or something that had the girl from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they dressed her up in battle gear and had
It
her
was
out
weird.
there fighting, and it's totally inaccurate in terms of any kind of historical accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they were spouting out, how it should have been historically accurate. But anyway, everything you saw in this movie felt like it belonged in that era, even down to the swords.
Yeah, no, you're right.
When you saw the swords laying in the creek, they weren't anything spectacular. They were just basically just plates of iron that you could swing around. And I appreciate when a movie doesn't treat us like idiots.
I know, right?
And
that King Arthur movie
until the
is-
final freaking scene.
Yeah, no,
this movie did not do that.
And that's a great example, that King Arthur movie, because that movie is garbage. And
Yes.
I've seen it, and that's the wall is in that movie, right? That big wall, though it's in the movie, that movie it's wooden for some reason, but that's there. Okay, I think I got it queued up. Here we go. One of my favorite moments of the movie. I hope I have the volume turned up. Here we go. Yeah. Did you hear what he said? He screamed bayonets. Anyway, that was a long time for a short payoff. The point is,
Just sounds like
it's a great movie, Andrew. You need to go watch it. Is the point? And
Murlocs running all over the place.
it's a great moment, and I realized as I was listening to it, because you can't see the facial expression. It's a great moment. My point is that
He looked constipated.
No, he's got his eyes are all wide, like he's just intense, and then they win the day. But Channing Tatum again, he had that moment. He screwed it up. It was just, go defend the bird.
Right, yeah.
Personally, I think it would have been better if you just said it's morphin time and come from there.
Morphin time. They're remaking that.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I saw that.
Have you seen the stills from it? My God,
saw the
Pitch
new-
Perfect lady looks weird.
I saw the new suits. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and the dinosaurs.
I did not see those.
It basically looks like a Michael Bay. It looks like friggin' the dinosaur robot from Transformers. I bet you there's going to be more of them in that movie than there was in the Transformers movie we watched.
Gross. I'm still mad about that movie.
4 hours
Yes.
of nothing, and then we finally get in the last minute and a half. Stupid movie.
Stupid movie.
The fact that
what did we end up rating that movie?
I
hope
gave
it's
it a
low.
0. I think I gave it a 0.
I know you did.
Yeah, it was very, very, very low. I think we gave it as low as we did mainly because we were pissed.
Yeah, I think we all came away from that very.
Yeah, we
angry.
were very bitter from that movie because of how long it was and how bad it was.
2.438.
Yeah.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the bottom. 6 from the bottom.
Chad must have screwed that up.
No, because I remember going back and looking at that going, there's no way I could put that thing under Rubber or Poultrygeist or...
You should have.
Yep. ABCs of Death.
And I think Corny... Well, yeah. I didn't want to put it under...
When you guys tore apart Noah, I was not on that one.
Yeah, I hated that movie, too.
I don't think
it really wasn't
But
good.
I mean, like,
I think Transformers is worse than Noah. Come on.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you're probably... Well, but my point... I think the point we made for that was, I'm defending ourselves a little bit. I can't remember who was on the show. But I think we at least enjoyed the pretty of Transformers.
Yes, yeah.
And that was like the only thing, right? Like the only redeeming
Well,
quality
and the brother that was in it
for like the
that
first-
died so early.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, that's what he does. He's comic relief guy. Like, he's great in Deadpool,
Oh yeah.
which came out on DVD today, by the way. Or
Yes, it did.
Video.
Like,
I had
See you guys later.
I had to restrain myself from going to Walmart and buying it. because I knew I wouldn't be able to watch it for about 4 or 5 days, so there's no reason to get it. But
and that would be about as much fun as a sandpaper dildo.
Nice. Thank you.
Are ready for trivia?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
No.
Trivia.
Let's do it.
Damn. That was almost
Wait, what just happened? Oh,
almost very Billy D of you.
I don't have my there we go.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
All right. Trivia.
Trivia.
Oh, by the way, before I do trivia, actually tropes. New guy in command trope, the I don't want to fight trope, for others' entertainment, the you wouldn't understand trope, the do you trust me, and that's an order, soldier trope. Oh, there you go.
I might throw in there the I'll offer him up as sacrifice. So just if you want. Trope.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, there we go. Somebody's computer's freaking out. Jamie Bell had never ridden a horse before filming this movie. He had to learn on set.
Interesting.
So what would happen if you were trying to get sound from them?
You put a lavalier on them.
Yeah,
but
you would go under or over?
You would not do either. You would put a lavalier on them.
So not under the horse.
No, there would be no under anything. You would put a pack on his body and tape the microphone to his chest, and that would be the end of it.
I think I saw the guy in Gladiator.
What were you saying, Sam?
I think I saw the guy in Gladiator, Lavalier, somebody.
What, Lavalier?
Yeah.
Don't you work with lavs at your church?
Lavs?
Yeah.
I work with Lutherans.
Wow. The lapel mic that you put on the preacher when he goes up and preaches, it's called a lavalier.
No, he's got his little Britney Spears mic.
Okay, it's still a lavalier.
But he doesn't get hurt.
Don't tell him how to live.
Doesn't get hurt. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you throw those things, it goes right through people.
You're just saying phrases now. Snorkel. What were you getting off of lavalier? Where was the joke with that? Were you getting hurt?
Lavalier, yeah. You throw those things in war. It's like it's a big long stick with a metal thing on the end.
I'm still trying to find the joke.
I'm not being funny. It's a lavalier or something.
Langolier?
Langolier, maybe? Langolier?
Isn't that a band that sounds like Mumford & Sons?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Images here.
This is starting to be awful.
Oh, Langoliers is like some weird toothy face things. So that's Stephen King. I swear it's like a big spear. There's some sort of...
Yeah, if you look up lavalier, it's a microphone. It's a little microphone that you put on a pack. The body pack and then the lav.
Yeah.
But don't look up lavaliera. That's a completely different thing.
Uh-oh.
I'm just kidding. It's not, I don't know.
Because of budgetary constraints, cast and crew had only one night to shoot the night battle scene, which gave it the disorganized, raggedy look they wanted. Right. The battle between Marcus's testudo, okay, and the Celts was planned to be longer, with some Celts jumping over the circle formation and being defeated by Marcus, who would have suffered an injury. But due to budgetary constraints and rather difficult setup for the cameras, the scene was cut down to what appeared in the movie. So that's it. That's the whole trivia. There's not a whole lot.
Because it was $25 million budget. They didn't have room for trivia.
Yeah, yeah. Or there was just nothing interesting that happened that people wanted to put on set, or whatever. This is a pretty new movie, so I don't really know how we would recast it. I mean, you can get
James Earl Jones.
No, I don't think so. His days of going in front of a camera, I think, are over. He's just...
How about Jon Snow? Put Jon Snow in, what's his name's place?
Okay, sure, you can put him.
I'd do that.
Kit Harington.
Kit Harington.
Yeah.
And then he could have a British accent.
Well, then you have to make them all British.
And I'd be fine with that.
Oh, are there enough British actors in the world? I'm just teasing.
How would we know
I don't know,
who
ask
the Romans are and who the Brits are?
What we do is we get everyone to sound like Mario from that terrible Mario Luigi's movie.
Oh my gosh. I don't have any clips of that, but maybe I do, and I'm just not going to look for them.
Let's give him a Brooklyn accent. Actually, let's give them all a Boston accent, and then let Matt Damon
and Ben Affleck star
Marky Mark, and let them all go.
I liked it. I like that idea way better than British.
That sounds like a great Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah, it really does.
I'll shop it around and see what.
Let's see what you can do. Soundtrack great. I'd give this a PG for pretty good. I thought it was pretty good for what it was. I thought it was pretty fun. And what did we learn? We learned that Hollywood will ruin any historical thing to make a good movie or make a movie.
So yeah, don't drop the G word in front of that one. I don't know.
It's fair, like this movie is like a C.
It is fair.
It's like a C minus, and it doesn't take much to make it like a B,
Much like my college life.
Right. Just takes a little extra effort.
Unlike my college life.
No. I don't know. I kind of like to your point, Sam. If during the middle act, the second third of the show, movie, if they had like more bonding between the two of them, right?
Okay.
I'm not saying road trip while they're like buddy pal, he's trying to pick up the girl and he's the wingman, or he shoots the arrow and he gets stuck in the ass. Nothing like that. But I'm saying
like more Sean Connery just showing up, right? Is that what you're?
Well,
that's not what you meant by bonding.
No.
My bad.
Maybe what's his name? Oh, man, the joke's gone. Damn it. What was his name?
Might have been funny, Sonny.
He played Christopher Lambert would have shown up. That would have been pretty funny. All right, come on. Anybody? Christopher Lambert.
The one and only. Yes. I am the Highlander.
The Highlander. They were in the Highlander.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at that. It took me a while, but I got there.
I'm proud of you, Sam. I really am.
Thank you. I'm trying to do better.
Yeah, just change the ending. You make the middle part just a little less road trippy and more. I mean, in fact, I would have been okay with like another. I don't know. They did have the fight scene where they saved each other's lives. So I mean, I guess you had that in there, but but show me more of them like telling stories. Sharing things about each other. Like, where'd you go to college and what fraternity are you in? Like whatever, right?
Yeah, who's your favorite Spice Girl?
Right, just stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. This. Top 3. We picked, because that's the kind of theme of this movie, other than finding Braun's statue and taking it home, it was where enemies become friends or frenemies. So that's our top 3. Top 3 movies where the enemies who eventually become friends. And so, Andrew.
All right, I'm going to start with number 3 as iRobot.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Yeah.
That is really
nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 2, I'm going to go with Age of Ultron with the Scarlet Witch and
the team.
The team, yeah.
Okay.
And then number 1, Toy Story with Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
Yeah.
So good.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Good job. I feel like inferior next to Andrew's movie intelligence. Corny.
Yeah, my list is gonna suck balls compared to, excuse me, suck a big old bag of dicks.
Thanks, Chad.
Oh God. Jeez.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go.
No longer there to send them, by the way.
I know, right? I'm gonna go with Blades of Glory as my number 3.
All right.
Blades of Glory.
Yes. My number 2,
So you went
Rush Hour.
very highbrow with this with these selections.
This whole list is just gonna get worse from here. My number 2, Rush Hour.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then my number 1, because whenever I get a chance to do this, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, okay, I'm good with that. Yeah, that's good. Man. I guess almost every buddy cop, now that I think about it, starts off with them hating each other, right?
I know. This is why I said buddy cop.
I guess. Well, except for Bad Boys, they like each other, then they hate each other, and then they like each other again.
But they keep going back and forth.
Yeah, they're a married couple. Sam.
Yeah. All right, I've got a honorable mention to Jurassic Park.
You're such an idiot.
No, that's actually fair.
Well, you know, the T-Rex is they're enemies at first, but at the very end, they end up being friendly.
No, they're not friendly. He just
He's not coming over.
They
for
work
tea.
together.
Yeah, they're not hanging out.
They work together.
It was
kind of makes sense.
It was the greatest plot
I'm with
armor.
Sam on this one.
No, stop it, Corny. Don't
Yes!
encourage him. You and your no.
Nope,
It was
Sam,
the biggest plot armor ever for them.
Yep.
In
right,
real
so-
life with dinosaurs, they all would have died because that T-Rex would have like
Real
I'm
life
gonna
with
eat-
dinosaurs.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So honorable mention Jurassic Park. My number 3 is Enemy Mine.
Oh, picked one of mine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised anyone's ever
I've
heard of
got
that movie.
number 2 as Toy Story,
Okay.
and my number 1, The Rundown.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Good.
Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah. They don't.
So-
I mean, do they become friends at the end though, or is it more just like they hate each other less?
I'm gonna kill
It
you.
may be. I don't know.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
ends up saving him from his father.
It's pretty much like every episode we have between you and Sam.
That's actually nice. Nicely played.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. My number 3. I also had Enemy Mine. I'm
Okay.
actually impressed that anyone else has ever heard of that movie.
Yeah.
Corny, Andrew, you ever heard of that movie?
Which one?
Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine.
Never heard of
Mine? No.
It's got Dennis Quaid. He's so imagine like the universe of Battlestar Galactica, right? Like they're aliens versus not aliens. In this case, they're aliens versus humans, right? And so Dennis Quaid is a fighter pilot, and he's fighting these aliens. I forgot what they're called.
Huh.
And
Good
they crash on this planet. Both of them crash, and the alien is played by Louis Gossett Jr. And in order for them to survive, they have to live together on this planet. And
So it's Married Couple meets Independence Day meets
I mean,
E.T.
It's kind of like it's Odd Couple in space.
It's more like that, just with way less slapstick. Because it's about learning.
Way less slapstick.
Yeah, and the really kind of cool thing in the movie is that the in the species, the alien species, the male carry the babies, right? So he actually gives birth to a son, and then dies. Spoiler, but it's a 30-year-old movie, so you should have seen it. And then Dennis Quaid has to go and rescue him from the evil clutches of other humans. So it's actually a really, really great movie. And it's ruined the whole thing, but whatever. Go watch it.
They're basically a species of seahorse.
You should have seen it by now. Yeah, I guess. They actually kind of look like the alien from the last Starfighter. He kind of looks like him a little bit. My number 2 is Galaxy Quest. How the crew all hate Tim Allen, and then in the end they all,
They still hate Tim Allen.
yeah.
They just hate him less.
I just realized that all 3 of mine are space movies, because my number 1 would be Star Trek, the new Trek with Kirk versus Spock.
Hey Sam, guess what? In other shocking news, the sun came up today, and I'm still black.
At least my Star Trek reference is appropriate, unlike Sam's stupid Jurassic Park reference. And Corny,
well, if you look at the timeline, eventually Chris Pratt friended the Raptors.
He didn't friend
for
them.
Jurassic World.
He trained them.
Yeah.
He didn't friend them.
So they're buddies. They go out for drinks.
That's not true at all. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, they can't. They have small arms.
Yeah. The Raptors. No,
the Raptors tore apart Jimmy Buffett and took his margaritas and then shared it with Chris Pratt.
So sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's all we're gonna do for that.
And the world rejoiced.
You're such an idiot. But that's fine. It's why I keep you on the show.
Yeah.
And that's why most people, I guess, listen to our banter. I don't know. That's what people say. What are we doing? That's it, right? So next week,
Yes.
No. Out of 10. We got to do that part first.
Oh, yeah. Ouch.
Out of 10, this movie. Andrew.
I am going to say a 7.1. Yeah, 7.1.
7.1?
Question mark?
Yeah. Okay, so you like this movie. Wow. You put this over Clear and Present Danger.
Yeah.
And The Phantom. And Kingpin. And Eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. In fact, Andrew, seriously, you haven't rated a movie this high since, I'm actually curious now.
Tell us when.
I will, just a second. Since Three Kings.
I rated Three Kings that high?
Yeah, you gave Three Kings I gotta find it.
But in all fairness, you were really high that night.
7.58. So, interesting.
Sorry.
Andrew, so 7.1. Okay.
Okay.
Corny.
All right, let's see. What would be average for this movie? What was average for this movie? According to IMDb.
IMDb?
Yeah.
You got a 6.2 on IMDb.
All right,
Out of
well...
52,000 votes.
All right, technically I should give it a 4, because that'll make it an eagle. Caw-caw!
Well, that's on par 6. If you made an eagle, it'd be a par 5, and you've got 3. So it'd be a 3.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'll give it a 6. It was entertaining enough for me to get through it, but I'd rather not watch it again. It was just there's some good things, but it just wasn't enough to make me want to watch it again.
All right, Sam.
I'm going to give it. Let's do 7.35 shards of metal in a knee out of 10.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I liked, like I said before, these sandals and togas and
we need to work on your definition.
aliens.
Aliens. We need to work on your definition of fun. You keep saying the word fun on really depressing movies.
Yeah, I enjoyed depressing. I guess I enjoyed.
This is also Sam, so I'm
This is only depressing in our mind because we believe they should have all died at the end.
Well, still.
Everybody lived except the poor people of the ninth. That
Yeah. In fact, the only guy that died that I cared about was friggin' Max Strong. I wanted him to live. And why did he get a funeral pyre and no one else did? Was it because he was a named actor? I mean,
oh yeah,
that was kind of mean.
It was in his contract.
All right, when I die, you guys got to burn me alive like Darth Vader, okay? All right.
I've got a charcoal grill in the backyard.
Sweet. And by the way, it had been raining for like 12 days straight. There's no way in hell they could light that fire that easily. Just saying.
A bunch of dead seal people there.
must have been all the product in Channing Tatum's hair.
Right. The
Sling
dead
it all
seal
there.
people. That's awful.
Well, we found a big can of kerosene at the same place we found the shields and the swords.
Oh,
fantastic.
but first, you're going to have to explain what kerosene is, because I don't know what that means. Anyway. I don't know. I'm not going to give it nearly as high as you guys. I'm actually surprised you guys are giving it as high as you're going to give it. I'm going to give it just a plain old 5.5.
Wow.
It needed to be better.
A better third act.
Yeah, and a better second. Actually, the first act was actually pretty good. I mean, even the boring hospital stuff wasn't too bad. I was just kind of bored. But
were there any women other than the SEAL women?
No, but that's not that strange when a movie like this, right? Because it's a militaristic camp in a military that women are reviewed as property, and so it's not that surprising that there weren't any. So there you go. That's it. We are next week. We are on schedule to, and now it depends on Sam and Andrew getting their asses in gear and going to a movie theater and watching freaking Captain America 3. But if they do, we will do it. If not, Corny and I will just spoil the hell out of it, and they're going to be pissed. No, I'm just teasing.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh.
You're going to do
Sam,
what?
tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and you're going to find me in front of you.
Good God.
These 3 people died, and this thing happened. So should I tell my story on air of the worst movie experience I ever had, or should I wait for the off air?
Why don't you tell us next week when we're talking about the movie you went to see?
Yeah, man.
Fine. I might just tell Corny off air because he can commiserate. Because anyway. All right. So next week, Captain America 3. We're gonna do that movie, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun because I have probably really good things to say about it. No, not probably. I do have good things to say about it. And then from there, we got a bunch of other good stuff coming up. And we'll keep an eye out for other things. If there's anything you want us to review, please just send us an email, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We'll do it. Also, go to our GoFundMe page, gofundme.com/Cheapseat Reviews. Donate $1, $1 million, whatever you can do. If you just got that lying around, and help fund the show, help keep the show going. We really appreciate it. And like I
We
said,
could even use 4 pence.
your internet broke up. What did you say?
I said we could even use 4 pence.
Yeah,
4 pence.
4 pence.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Way to search that up.
Right. So you leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. Visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. Twitter is @cheapseatcast. I'm at Sean J. Allred. Sam is at Soniji16, which is SONEJI. Johnny Darko 16 is Corny, and at A. Jemison is Andrew. Of course, please again send us your emails, your hate, your love, your movie requests, your Sam, shut up about stupid Jurassic Park emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. And you may, of course, also leave us a voicemail at 704-271-4290. And we will one day play one on air. We just need someone to call and leave us a voicemail. Hey, Sam, don't do it right now.
My phone's dead.
Oh, good. As it should be. So on behalf of Andrew, Corny, this is Sean saying thank you for listening. Good night. Yeah, good night.
Good night.